All right. Welcome everyone to today's ERA Live, and thanks for joining us today. Today's session is a 2026 ERA conference preview. Our annual conference in Austin, Texas begins in 12 days on February 22nd, and we can't wait to see all of you there. Today, our esteemed panel will be talking about various highlights of the conference, what's new, what's exciting, what's different this year, and what our attendees need to know. So today on our panel, we have conference chair Perry Thornton. Hello, Perry. Conference
Hello.
vice chair Julie Carr. ERA CEO Eddie Smith. And ERA events manager Kate Van Heis. So, excuse me, before we get started, audience members, please be sure that your devices are muted. If you'd like to ask a question, please type them in the chat box and we will get to them at the end of this session. This session is being recorded. We will post the recording on our website and our YouTube channel within 24 hours. So let's get started. I think, Perry, you're going to start us off today. And what do you have to tell us about the conference? What do you want us to know?
Great. Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. We started off with the conference meetings with just a word, and it was connection. And from there, we built on the theme and became a connected by design where relationships meet innovation. And we feel like it's very timely because, with all the digital tools out there, information to our customers can be reached most of the time without us. And it sort of it has empowered them and pushed the sales force to the side. So even and AI has even accelerated that, making it even more difficult. And couple that with work from home, remote work, and decentralized manufacturing resources like engineering spread out across the country. It's made it even more difficult. So we built the theme around reaching the unreachable, which is sort of the challenge that we all have with today's environment. So, how do we engage with customers that don't want to engage with us or don't value the face-to-face engagement? How do we augment technology to become the resource or at least a trusted advisor? How do we use traditional methods more effectively? All those will come into the discussion over the conference during the breakout sessions and with the general session speakers. So, ultimately, how do we connect with our customers, where they are, and how they want to be connected to, as well as how do we connect our teams? So even internally, we have these connection issues where now we're working from home, we're spread out in larger environments. That's always been our case in the Southeast because we have such a large territory to cover. But even smaller organizations or smaller regions have that same challenge. So, so that's where the theme comes from, and I hope you all get a lot out of it because I think we've got some really great speakers. We've got really great breakout sessions. A lot of work has been done by the volunteers. So there's that. Also about the new venue. So just so you know, there are over 700 people that will be attending this venue. I don't know what the latest count is. It seems to climb a little bit every day. But that is a very large group. It's our largest ever. And it even, I think it kind of blew the frame out of what we expected. So we're pretty excited about that. The new venue is going to be great. It's downtown. It's going to give you more accessibility to the downtown restaurants and downtown activities. Instead of having to take an Uber everywhere, you could just walk outside the door and you'll almost be there. So that's a very big positive for the location we're going to. Plus, the accommodations are much better at this facility than where we're coming from. Um, in addition, we're holding our industry event on Monday night at the venue, actually in the ballroom where our final speaker on Monday will be. So you'll go straight from conference to breakout to not to break out, a conference to the event, the industry event, all in one place. So this will provide you with more time after that to go to dinners with your associates and spend more time networking. Also, the advantage is being in the ballroom, you'll have more space to interact with people. You won't have the distractions of music and other things that will get in the way of being able to hear people speak, which is tend to be a problem at some of these venues. So all in all, it's going to be a great conference. We've got a lot of new things. It's going to be very exciting. One thing to remember is after you attend the breakout sessions, please be sure to complete the surveys and do it as quickly as you can after the sessions because it gives you the freshest responses. And we really do take that information and use it for developing a better conference. I think that's pretty much all I had. I did want to say one thing, and it's not conference related, but I'm not sure if you guys are all aware of this, but we lost a pretty big name in our industry with Cam English this week and over the weekend. And just keep him in your thoughts and his family in your prayers. And, um, and that's basically it. It's very sad news. And I hate to end on that note, but I didn't want to go without saying something. So I'll turn it over to you guys.
Well, thank you, Perry. Appreciate that. And Cam English, we will have some announcements about that at the conference. So very sad. I know Cam since 2001. So very, very sad to hear that. As far as the general sessions, and I know Julie's going to talk about the breakouts, we have Annalise McCarthy coming all the way over from Australia to talk about the power of connection in a digital world. We have James Taylor going to talk about some different things. Jacob Shapiro. Michael Knight's going to talk about the future and disruption and different things there. I'm going to speak about what's going on at ERA. So there's lots going on. We're going to give some awards to both chapters and individuals. Where's ERA today? Where's ERA going in the future? What does that all mean for all of you and how to interact with ERA? We're going to talk a little bit about some of the tools at ERA, the AI tools that we have, some of the POS tools, some of the new ways that we're going to use information to show the value of the rep to our suppliers. I think that's really important. And then I'm going to come back in the afternoon and talk about what's going on in the industry. I don't have to tell you, but the industry is making a dramatic shift to the upside. And, that's always positive, but then there's the potential negatives, which is part shortages, price increases, and lead times extension where people are not prepared in the supply chain. And so we'll talk a little bit about what's going on there and what you can do for yourselves to make it a little bit easier on you as some of these changes happen in the world. I would tell you, I would not miss Annalise. I think she is just one class act. And when she talks about communication in a digital world, she's also going to then do a breakout, which I think Julie will mention. But I would not miss her. If you have not seen her on YouTube or some of the other things, you may want to just get a preview of some of the things she talks about. But she's a big name, and I couldn't be any more excited to do that. So with that, I'll turn it over to Julie Carr to talk a little bit about the breakouts.
Thanks, Ed. Yeah, I have to agree. I think Annalise is fantastic, but I think all of the breakouts are fantastic. I don't know about anybody else, but when it was time for me to go pick, it was really hard to decide which ones I wanted to go to. We actually started, we wanted 12 breakouts and ended up with 15. So I guess it's easy for me to say that the committee found that there's a lot of worthy topics for us to cover. I'd say more than half of the breakouts have the conference theme kind of threaded throughout their session, whether that means building connections internally or externally. A few of the sessions are really customer focused, while some of them really are geared more towards technical building techniques for building stronger interpersonal relationships. Annalise McCarthy and James Taylor are both doing workshops to aid us really in reaching the unreachable by giving us tidbits on conversational skills and using our creativity and AI. Chris Lenz and Ed Wallace are presenting on building connections. Chris more externally, and Ed more leadership driven. G&G is going to discuss how our companies are being perceived digitally and how buyers are using AI to do their jobs these days. There's a few panel-driven breakouts led by industry veterans, one on emerging markets, one on the strong relationship of a rep and regional, and the last one, the ever important attracting new youth and retaining youth, which I think we're all struggling with these days. We have a couple of our trusted advisors, Adam and Adam, our legal team, there to counsel our reps. And of course, Dennis Reed with his familiarity of our ecosystem, giving an overview of trends and risks in industry expansion, which will help us plan and strategize for the next year or so. And then Sam Richter with his AI masterclass, really digging in a little deeper on the ERA search link software and maybe some other AI platforms. An interactive session with our AI swap shop, which is going to present the survey results that was sent out for our peers and how they're all using AI. And then there's a 2-part session on the CMMC certification, one at breakfast, and then another one that's a little bit more practical. Then, of course, lastly, the ERA changing of the guard. We have Walter and Eddie and their insights for what has been happening, what's going to happen, and what's the future of the ERA. And then I would say to those of you that are new, please make sure to keep in mind, we do have a first-timer breakfast on Monday morning. And if you haven't been, I would say go to it because it really will help you get the most out of the conference. As well as there are other breakfast sessions that you may want to check out.
Hey, Julie, do you want to, or someone want to weigh in on what CMMC is, just for those who may not know what that is? It's kind of a new topic that we're introducing. Does anyone?
Sure, I'd be more than happy. It's
Yeah.
it's a standard, a software standard that companies have to have that get information from either contractors or the federal government on military parts. So if you're taking in a quote for a military contractor, if it's tier 1, tier 2, you'll need to have CMMC to be able to look at that information and pass it along. It's a flow down. Many companies don't think they need it, but as of November, it's a requirement, a flow down requirement. And in many cases, and I think you'll hear this at the breakout, the federal government will actually pay companies to actually implement it. But it's the CMMC stands for cybersecurity, basically, and it's pretty important if you're in the aerospace defense business. And so if you represent a line such as Amphenol and others that specialize in parts for the aerospace defense, you'll need that to look at bills and materials.
Okay, why don't we kind of overviewed the breakout sessions and the keynote in general very quickly there. Does anyone have any questions about the content of our program? Just feel free to unmute yourself or type them in the chat box. We'll get to Kate in a minute more about conference logistics, but does anyone?
I have a quick question. Sorry, Claire. I signed up for the individual, or at least I designate the individual breakouts, but it didn't come across on my app. It hasn't loaded yet, or do I need to go redo?
Oh, okay. I'm not quite sure. So it should, yeah, for everyone who signed up for sessions, they should be appearing on in the agenda part of your app. And there'll be a little green banner at the top that says, your registered session for this time slot is, and it should appear. If it's not, we can definitely take a look,
I'll take a look. All right, thanks.
offline and try to help you with that. But
Thanks.
all right, Kate, over to you.
That's a good point on the app. Does everyone have the app loaded, and did everyone get the invite for the app? Just if you did not, then you can, I guess we can drop it into the chat.
Yeah, we can do that. The first invite email went out today, so look for that in your inbox, and we'll definitely be sending more communications out about that in the next week. But yeah, I'll type that in the chat right now, the link to download it.
You can also just go to the app stores, right, and get it from there.
Yeah, you can go to your Apple App Store or the Google Play Store and just type in ERA conference, and it should pop up for you to download. And then you'll have to do a 2-step verification with your email address, and please use your the email address that you use to register for the conference, and then you should be all set to go. All right, Miss Kate.
Fantastic. So, hello, everybody. We are very excited to welcome you down to Austin in less than 2 weeks' time. The very first thing that I was going to talk about was the conference app. So what is wonderful about that is you can get it now. Most of it is live. So you can go in, you can see who is attending the conference, you can see where they're at, you can chat with them directly in the app. It does have your personalized itinerary, Steve. I just looked, you are registered for 6 sessions. So just get out of the app, go back in. They should reload for you. And it's going to be very easy for you to read that this year. It's going to say, this time, this is where you're supposed to be. This time, this is where you're supposed to be. And you cannot get lost at our new venue. We are on one floor. You're welcome. So in that app, you will see your table number soon. So if you are getting anxious about where you're going to be sitting on Monday, we do ask you to sit at an assigned table on Monday. What it's going to do is it's going to help you network, meet more people, because otherwise, let's be real, we all kind of sit with our friends and we don't meet anybody new. That's just boring. So Monday we do have assigned seating, and then Tuesday you're able to sit wherever you would like. Those numbers for your tables will be entered into the app by this week. Okay. Also, we've talked about the survey. Thank you so much, Perry, for bringing that up. Everybody, surveys are so incredibly important. And I know that sometimes we see those things come into the app and it says, fill out this survey, but we're busy talking to our friends. And we're like, oh, everybody else is going to fill that out. They feel the same way as I do. Please just take a quick moment. It is a few questions. It helps us help you put on the best program possible. And for the only way that we can do that is get feedback, and it's live feedback. And let's be real, also, do it right away, you'll forget, and then I'll cry, and we don't want that. So get into that app, hear about the app, enjoy everything that has to offer. It is much more user-friendly than it has been in the past. You should love every upgrade that we have done. Now, the new home of the Hilton Austin. When you are in that app, you will see a floor map in there, so you can see that we are on the 6th floor of the downtown Hilton Austin. Very easy to get to the 6th floor. From the main floor, there is an escalator. First, it's going to take you to the 4th floor. It looks like that's where you're supposed to be. Nope, keep going. You're going to go up one more. We're on the larger floor, which is the 6th floor. You can also, of course, get to the 6th floor directly from your guest elevator. So there are a bank of elevators for those of us that are staying in the hotel. Thank you so much for staying there, guys. We are just going to rock it out. Go directly to the 6th floor. It's very easy to push the very large button inside the elevator. As far as your breakout rooms, those are also all on the same floor. So there's our big ballroom, and then we're using the side rooms as our breakout rooms. Once again, everything is just in a circle. You can't get lost. Keep going in a circle till you can find it, or stop somebody and ask. There, of course, is the registration desk right outside of the main ballroom. You can come ask all of us that are standing there. We know the place pretty darn well. And then, of course, any questions that you guys have. If you can't get into your app, or if you can't find an answer, we are right there to help you at the registration desk. As far as where we are in the Hilton, let me just tell you the most important thing that was the biggest deal for me. There is a full Starbucks inside the hotel, folks. Inside in the hotel. Okay, I'm glad that we all feel the same way. So there's a large Starbucks. We have 2 different restaurants that are right inside of the Hilton Austin. Wonderful for you to go ahead and grab a bite to eat. We also do have room service. What? At the Hilton Austin. And since we are right downtown, you are literally steps from so many different places to go get food, hang out, go to the bar, whatever it is that you want to do. We are right in the heart of all the fun things. Please be rest assured, for those of you who have not been before, you don't have to go out to eat very often, because we do provide breakfast and lunch and your snacks throughout the day, both Monday and Tuesday. We, of course, have our welcome reception on Sunday. You will also be fed food there. You're not going to go hungry, so please wear your fat pants. Okay. Any more of the conference layout and navigation, please, again, go right into your app. It's going to have a map there. We will have a printed map right there on the 6th floor, right back next to the registration desk. You cannot get lost, guys. And if you do, let's talk about that. We're going to work on that. Okay. Other fun things. The Sunday night welcome reception. It is on the same floor as the ballroom is. It's just down in the pre-function area. You will see it. You cannot miss it. And then we are going to utilize one of the larger breakout rooms, which is part of the ballroom. So please come on in there. You'll see everything set up. It's right past the registration desk. Again, we will just point you in the right direction. Wonderful place to say hello to everybody. And then we have something new this year. So right after you have been at their welcome reception, which is from 5 to 6:30, you can go down the escalators to the main floor, and we are going to have our own private ERA bar. No other hotel guests, no other people that just randomly come into the restaurants can go use it. It's called the Reverbery. So you'll go past the main area where you're going to see a bar, go down this teeny tiny little escalator. You will have signs and you're going to go to the Reverbery. It is just for ERA members. It is a wonderful place to gather, network, get with your friends, meet there. Let's just take over the place, you guys. It's going to be so, so much fun. That will be available both Sunday night and Monday night. So after we conclude Monday night's networking event, you can continue the fun right on site. Just go on down to the Reverbery downstairs. Very, very fun. All right.
So Kate, tell them, don't forget the name badges so that you can get into the Reverbery bar.
Fun
And-
fact. Let's
And
talk about them.
don't forget your money so you can pay for the drinks too. We're
Don't
nonprofit.
We are a not-for-profit association, and so that bar that is downstairs, yeah, that's not on the house, folks. So please bring your cash money, and let's tip nicely because these people are going to be working very, very hard for almost 800 of us by the time we're said and done that are going to inundate them over a couple days period. Name badges. You will be receiving those at the registration desk. So when you come, put that name badge on. We would like to know who you are. I'd love to say I can remember all of your names. I cannot. So when you're wearing your name badge, I can actually say hello to you. So can your closest friends that probably also forgot your name. And we do have security that is going to be roaming around. If you don't have a name badge on, you're going to be asked to leave the floor. It is a security reason. It's not because we might know you. Like Lori, I know who you are. I'm still going to look at you and say, Lori, go get your name badge, girlfriend, because they don't know who you are. All right. And the same thing goes when you go down to that Reverbery. Since it is an ERA event only, you will have to have your name badge to do that. Our big, beautiful badges. Thank you, Eddie. Let's see. Monday, we did go a little bit of the itinerary. We do have our breakfast sessions that start at 7 a.m. Please know breakfast is served right in that main hallway where we are going to be with the registration desk. Grab your breakfast, talk with your friends, go to some of those breakfast sessions. You'll see those in the app. You will see them on the board. And then the conference begins at 8 a.m. sharp. Sharp, folks. So get yourself ready, set, go. Get your tushies in the seat. Let's get excited. Annalise is our keynote speaker. You do not want to miss a second of what she has to say. So get yourself in there. We're going to have a lot of fun just to start that day off. You can keep checking your app. I keep talking about your app, right? Check your app. Your schedule is in there. You're going to know what time things end, what time the next things begin, and where you're supposed to go. And then just like Perry said, we are doing something a little bit different this year for our Monday night event. We listened, we heard you. So it is now a Monday networking event. It is no longer a Monday night party. Yes, we're going to party, but it is a networking event. As soon as we finish our general session at 6 p.m., we are going to have drinks right there. There's going to be food right there, and we are going to flow directly into hanging out with your new best friends at your table and then being able to mingle throughout the room. We can take over the entire 6th floor for the networking event. So I hate to tell you, Perry, it's still going to be loud. All right. There's a lot of people in that room and we're all talking, but it's not going to be the echoey type of thing that we would have in a different place. So feel free to move about the entire floor. Tuck yourself away in the corner and talk to some people that you haven't been able to talk to for a long time. Enjoy the evening and the networking opportunities. Take the time to go out to dinner with your associates afterwards, or please, again, stay on the premises. We have lots of places for you to go. You do not have to leave if you don't want to. And then Tuesday, we're going to start the same way as Monday. We have our breakfast session at 7 a.m. We go directly into our next general session at 8 a.m. sharp, and then we will conclude our day on Tuesday, 5 p.m. Okay. Things just to look out for while you're looking around. Our first time attendees. We love our first timers. We have, I can't tell you the exact number, but let's just say we're under 200 by just a smidge. That's a lot of the room. You will see them walking around in a purple lanyard. If you see the purple lanyard people, please just walk up to them, introduce yourself, really make them feel welcome. I know that we have such a family unit. I know you guys welcomed me with open arms last year. I didn't even have to wear purple. It was great. But look at them, bring them in. If they're at your table, put them under your wing, help them along the way. That's a very, very nice thing to do. And then I am going to, as we just got table numbers assigned just today, There are going to be each of you at a table. I'm going to probably ask one of you older folks, not as an age, but people that have been there a few times, to be a table leader. All that means is that you are going to maybe introduce the people at the table and have them start to talk, especially if there's some shy people at the table. And then, of course, again, those first timers, just take them under your wing, show them the way. Okay. There's nothing really, really major about that, but please consider it a huge honor as I do ask you. And it will probably be that day. You might be picking up your name badge, and I'll be like, oh, hey, Gary. Thank you so much, Gary, for being such a leader in this industry. I can't wait for you to lead at your table. It's going to be amazing. Everybody's going to look forward to talking with you today. And Gary's going to shake his head, as he always does at me, and says, thanks, Kate. Yes, thank you. So that's how that will go. Please expect that that can happen at your table. And then in closing, I would love to see if anybody has any questions about anything that we've gone over or maybe something that we've missed. Anybody need to pop off of mute, or do we have any
I have a
questions?
question from someone named Walter in my
Yeah.
text message. He wants to know about the dress code at the conference for people who have not been. Like what?
So the dress code is business casual. If you really did want to wear a tuxedo, I'm not going to say no. But for the most part, people, you're going to be moving around. It's a very intense time that you are there. So look your best for sure, but please be comfortable because there's going to be a lot of sitting, walking, and things like that. I will be wearing sparkle tennis shoes. Thank you very much for asking. Any other questions?
Kate, I have a question.
Yes,
We've registered for breakouts,
you have.
and typically there's a lot of shuffling when it comes to the breakouts.
There is.
Is it a little different this year because we have a new venue?
You know what? It is a little bit different this year. So when we are looking at a larger crowd like we are experiencing for the first time this year, it is imperative, first of all, for you guys to go ahead and sign up for your breakouts. What that allows me to do is actually put you in the correct room so that there's space for you. At this new venue and with the large numbers that we have, we are going to have to close some of those out. It is a first come, first serve kind of thing. And I know in your heart, you're like, oh, but now I want to go with my friends over here. But it's closed out. So we ask that you please stick within the one that you have chosen. Okay. It will show you in your app which one that is. And try as hard as you can to allow the people who have signed up for those breakouts to get the seats first. We do, of course, have some larger rooms. You can always ask which one has, some space yet if you have not signed up for something. And I will let you know those larger rooms will most likely accommodate unless it gets X'd out. And we have had to close a couple of those rooms already. So thank you for the wonderful question, Julie. I appreciate that. And hopefully everybody's already signed up for their breakouts. Good. I see a lot of heads. Any other questions you can think of? Beautiful. Well, what I do know is it's going to be an absolutely fantastic time. And what we at ERA National try to do is put together the best possible show for you as the volunteers have come up with the content. Get involved, be a part of everything, enjoy every part of it. And if you can at least take one thing away from every session, we have done our job. And you guys can go out into the world and just be a better you.
Yeah, I think that's the important thing, Kate, right? Every session has some hidden tidbits that you should take away and implement in your daily life, right? You spend quite a bit of money to come to this conference, be on time, listen, do it, be involved. If you don't get involved in the networking, get involved in the breakouts, ask questions, but clearly it's up to you to get the value out of this. We have great speakers, but if you're not involved, you just will not get the value that you need. I know, Gary, you're asking about Cult. We'll talk about Cult during the ERA update session. And so we'll do some work there. We also have some other things we'll talk about in terms of branch of the year, and some of those other things. So we definitely will hit all of those subjects during the ERA update. So with that, Kate, I'll turn it over to you. I think we're pretty much at the end here.
Yeah. I think that we've done a wonderful job going over everything. I hope everybody feels comfortable coming down to Austin, just a very, very short amount of time. Claire, can you think of anything else that we would need to cover before we're done?
I don't think so. Gary, did we answer your question? Is that what you were asking about when you said Colt? Okay. Because there is a chapter leader meeting on Tuesday morning. I don't know if that's what you were also asking about, but that's okay. Cool.
Okay, good.
Um,
Yeah, Tuesday.
Go ahead. Sorry, whoever was going.
no, go ahead, Perry.
Right, I was going to say, Kate, did you order nice weather
You know,
for
I
Austin?
did. I called up to the weather gods and said, you know what? I'm sick and tired of winter. Could you please show me what life would be like not in a frozen tundra? And so I did get a response back. And the response was, it will be above -35 and below 100. And I said, I'll take it. So that's what we're going to get. I'm very excited for it. But there's going to be good coffee, Perry. Good coffee.
Matters.
We can't get on that topic. Okay. All right, I'm going to close it out. If anyone thinks of anything else, please feel free to email Kate, myself, really any of us at ERA. We'll be happy to answer your questions in the time remaining. So please feel free to reach out. So thank you, panelists, for being here today. Thank you, everyone, for attending. We're very excited for the conference. We'll see you all soon. As I said at the beginning of this session, the recording of this will be posted on our website and our YouTube channel within 24 hours. The next ERA Live, we're going to take a little break after the conference, and we won't be back until April. The tentative topic for that will be cybersecurity, tactical tips for rep firms or other smaller organizations in our industry. So stay tuned to our email and social media announcements for details on that session closer to April. So thanks everybody again, and have a great night. See y'all soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.